We are a committee of Parliament, a sectoral committee on environment and natural resources.
The project name is Design, Supply and Installation of Solar-Powered Water Supply and Irrigation Systems.
The issue of water is being addressed, and we want to thank the Ministry of Water and Environment for these projects.
The length of the pipeline, we have 1.123 kilometers of transmission lines, that is from the borehole up to the reservoir.
This is 100 cubic meters.
Yes.
It's a nice tank. Some of the tanks that are being tried out in the country, not very cheap. Its performance is better than what you're seeing behind there.
Where we have visited so far, we are seeing successes. We've made a tour of the central and southwestern, and we are impressed.
For sure, now what you are doing is you are implementing the manifesto of the NRM government.
Production is increased. They are already selling processed coffee. A kilo of processed coffee is 11,000. Now, if production is put throughout the year through irrigation, then it would be marvelous.
The project name is Design, Supply and Installation of Solar-Powered Water Supply and Irrigation Systems. Specifically for Kyamuhunga is a solar-powered water supply for domestic consumption. The population to benefit from this project is 1,454 people.
This project was conceived by the NRM government well over 7 years ago. The funding is a loan from the United Kingdom. We must ensure value for money.
The issue of water is being addressed, and we want to thank the Ministry of Water and Environment for these projects.
The length of the pipeline, we have 1.123 kilometers of transmission lines, that is from the borehole up to the reservoir. Then we have a reservoir capacity of 80,000 liters of aluminium zinc seated on concrete dwarf walls.
The project is 99% complete, and it is fully functional. The communities are already enjoying the facility.
Where are you taking the water with the community? How far from here?
For now, here, the water source of the well is a deep borehole. It's a deep borehole of 40 cubic meters per hour. That is 40,000 liters per hour. And this being the source, there are no people around. So we pump the water up to the reservoir, which is about 85 meters higher than where we are now. Then from there, the water is distributed to the community on the other side, because these are mainly tea estates. Now the communities are the other side. So the tea estate they gave the ministry the land and the right to abstract water as the social corporate responsibility of the tea estate.
It is solar powered. There are 64 in number, already installed and able to pump water from the borehole deep down up to the reservoir. The water is clean and safe. It has been tested for domestic consumption and is ready to be commissioned for beneficiary communities to use the system.
The government of Uganda under the NRM is trying to scale up water supply to the citizens with the promise of His Excellency the President that each and every village must have a source of water supply. This project comes in handy in that with one borehole, we can be able to supply more than one village.
We have 2 utility managers in the country, that is National Water for the bigger towns, and then for umbrella for rural growth centers and small towns. So for this one is a small town, which for low-income earners, and that is the tariff for umbrellas that are going to be managing this system. The tariff for such solar supply systems is
2,100.
2,100. It's a small tariff per unit of 50 jerrycans.
How many years will you recoup?
The system is designed for a period of 20 years.
That's when the money will be. No. Don't talk about
Design life,
but don't talk about design life, but recovery of the investment. These are common good facilities. Recovery may not be an issue. That's why we have the umbrella to have lower tariffs as compared to National Water and Sewage Corporation, so that the rural communities, we move away from point water sources to piped water, reducing the walking distances or improving access. So it is not per se cost recovery, but the most important issue is to get money for operation and maintenance from what they pay.
The background of this design was to augment reticulation. To augment the reticulation, the system he has didn't have water. In other words, it was little. So putting this bore online is to enforce what he has. But because it has a lot of water, so he is at par to do the expansion. This is 100 cubic meters. Yes. It's a nice tank. Some of the tanks that are being tried out in the country, not very cheap. Its performance is better than what you're seeing behind there. So from here, now the water is distributed to the community. The outlet is the other side, and then the water goes to the community where we have the commissioning tap public stand post.
So this is zinc loom. Zinc loom is very different from pressed steel. So what you have with zinc loom is that of course it's corrosion free and everything. And then inside they put a layer of rubber, a rubber layer. So then you have zero leakages. So it's a new technology also trying. In this project we're trying to introduce new technology.
Is it cheaper?
Well, fairly, because they're giving you 50 years minimum of warranty at the very minimum.
The initial cost is a little expensive?
A little bit expensive, but eventually, because you don't have any maintenance, every few years you can go in, remove the water and wash it. Then, it's back as so the algae and everything is controlled.
1,500 households benefiting.
Yes.
It's worth it.
Where we have visited so far, we are seeing successes. We've made a tour of the central and southwestern, and we are impressed with the developments that we are seeing on the ground. So this is encouraging, and we are going to make appropriate recommendations for scaling up.
What the ministry is doing is identifying more and more sites across the village. Now they're considering, because they received, you remember in Luengo they were telling us they received 60 applications. So if they first refuse, then they go to the next stage like that.
His Excellency, the President wants to see at least one source of safe water in each and every village in Uganda. This facility here being provided under the solar-powered water supply for domestic consumption is going to provide safe water to more than just one village. 1,000 people, households, that we have already been told is more than one household. I want to encourage the service provider, which is the Ministry of Water and Environment, to take this water to people's homes.
The community of Chamuhunga, the government of Uganda, Ministry of Water and Environment entrusted us with the construction of this scheme, and we applaud and appreciate your support, and we are happy to say we have substantially completed this work, and we hereby hand over to our client.
Kubanza ntwenda kusima government ya NRM abo kutekatechera munonga itonga abahingi.
For sure, now what you are doing is you are implementing the manifesto of the NRM government.
Production is increased. They are already selling processed coffee. A kilo of processed coffee is 11,000. Now, if production is put throughout the year through irrigation, then it would be marvelous.